Mhm. Wrong. Yeah, we're still workshopping a lot of this stuff
Oh yeah,
anyway.
like I gotta work on my intro. Like I don't wanna be like a Sam. I gotta work on the intro a little bit.
All right.
Gotta work on
Well,
the intro.
okay. So we'll do the intro. We did get one comment from Jojira,
Yeah.
so we'll talk about that, and then we'll jump into the topics. Okay. We'll do the Twisted Metal one first, and we'll see where it goes
Yeah.
from there.
Okay, Twisted Metal first, alright.
Okay. All right. Let's get the intro going. All right. One take. One take. The music's going. All right. Oh wait, actually, I should probably close this door. Hey,
Maybe.
hey.
I should
All
have
right.
turned on the AC. Wait, I can
Yeah.
do it
So
from
that
my
Hey,
way.
phone.
AC recording.
I can do it from my
Yeah. So
phone.
that way.
Oh, that's so cool. Technology is gonna take everything over.
We have
Yeah.
technology.
We have the
All right. Yeah.
technology.
Because I don't need them to hear me talk about this dirty stuff. Okay. All right. Everyone ready?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Music's going in. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Pixel Primos video game podcast, where we talk about all the latest things in gaming, from playing Twisted Metal Black to staring at Mai Shiranui's hot rack. Hey, I'm Constable.
Hey. And I am your uwu specialist, Paco.
And I'm gonna get in my hot dog and in my grandstand, and I'm JJ.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back.
What up?
All right, so our last video and all the video game announcements, from the Nintendo Directs to the PlayStation State of Play, you name it, all that good stuff. It got some numbers.
Oh.
We got it was around like 55. No, here we go. 42 views. I was exaggerating.
Woo! That's
Nice.
20.
So I believe
And
it is
they
our
weren't on me
second
this
most
time.
watched. It is our second most watched video at the time of
Woo!
recording.
That's what the
Whoop.
people
Hmm.
want.
Nice.
Yes.
If
So
only Dorito Pope would host more game awards.
yes, and it gives us more stuff to talk about. And speaking of talking about stuff, we did get a comment from Jojira. And
Ah,
he was commenting on the fact that I was still salty about Rayman Legends on the Wii U.
Yeah.
So he said, Juan mad about Rayman Legends is like me when Capcom canceled Mega Man Legend 3.
Oh
ooh,
yeah.
And it's like,
People were
oh
still
yeah, I
salty
remember
about
that. It
that.
was on
yeah,
the 3DS, I believe, right? It was
yeah.
I
like a
think they had
portable
announced
game.
it for the 3DS. Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
I'm waiting for them to bring out the Mega Man reboot sooner or later. They're gonna Mega Man's coming back somehow.
They did that. They
They
called it
Finally did
Mighty
it.
Number
mhm.
9, and it was trash.
Dang.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
did they? Which Mega Man was it where they took the risk and took off his helmet and gave him anime looks?
That
Like
was
in
that's
Legends.
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 That was Legends.
That
Okay.
was Legends. Yeah,
Hmm.
it was actually
And
pretty
yeah,
fun.
yeah, the first one's not bad. Like the controls are a bit dated, but it
Mhm.
wasn't
Yeah, because it was
bad.
tank controls.
Tank control. But I
What we
mean, other than
need
that, it
now
was a solid
is
game.
what we need now is a sandbox game, GTA style, but it's a crossover between Astro Boy and Mega Man. That's that's the next big hit right there. Nintendo's needs to start it. Like, I mean, and mainly I'm asking that because I've been playing Breath of the Wild, and I don't. I'm probably like 60 hours in, and I don't not even anywhere near the fucking main storyline. No, I just left the main storyline, took a left, and now I'm just mining ambers and opals and beating up bokoblins. That's all I'm doing right now, and trying to tame every horse I can find.
Are you selling the Amber and the Opal? Because it took me
Yes.
forever to figure out that that's how you get money in that game.
Well, dude, no, it took me like 4 or 5 hours to figure that out because I had collected a shitload of them. Because I was like, ooh, precious metals. And I thought about it. Wait a minute. this is probably going to be something I'm going to need a crap load of to like upgrade my armor, or like you're going to do something with it later. And then like 15 missions in, I was like, man, I'm broke as fuck. How am I supposed to get money? So
How
that's
am I
when so I
supposed to
just went
buy this
online.
house?
Yeah, I was like, so I just went online and I was like looking up what are you supposed to do with like the opals, and they're like sell them. Like you
Yeah.
only need them to when you get the circlets or whatever, and like a few other things. But for the most part, just sell them off, sell them all. And I was like, sweet. So like every time I see a stone talus or rocks, I just start beating the shit. I have a sledgehammer that I have not given up since like I started the game. It hasn't broken on me yet. It hasn't broken on me yet. And
Every
that the
time you pull
getting
it out, this hammer's badly damaged.
it'll be okay.
It'll be okay, my
It's a,
pet. Don't worry. You got one
it's
more
a,
kill in you.
I'm noticing a trend of Nintendo games encouraging hoarding because you have Animal Crossing, it encourages hoarding, and then
Yeah.
now you have Zelda encouraging hoarding because you don't ever want to get rid of any of your weapons.
But also
Yeah.
the new Zelda encourages engineering, so that's where they're making up for
That's
it.
the balance.
Yeah.
That's the balance. Tears of the Kingdom, it's encouraging you to, you know what, find new ways to kill things. Here you go. We're giving you electricity. We're giving you a metal arm. Go fucking nuts. A real live erector set.
I am
Go.
a very simple man. First thing I did was like, this is a rocket? Rocket plus spear. Rocket spear.
My favorite ones that I've been watching is just they're American because it's just the gliders and they're fucking carpet bombing all the military. Those are my favorite videos, and it's either Credence in the black Credence Clearwater in the background, or it's fucking the Team America song. And in all honesty, it brings a tear to your eye. Like, goddamn, that's so beautiful.
USA. USA.
USA,
B
USA.
52 bomber.
Just carpet bombing the shit out of everything. Like, goddamn, like I just love the creativity of it all.
Bringing freedom to Hyrule.
You got oil? I heard you got oil. You mean the earth opened up
There's
on us?
oil in the Underdark.
You know, I watched. Speaking of, like, I watched. I forgot the name. It's. I think the name of the anime is Gate, and it's
Steins
like
Gate?
not Steins Gate. It's a different one. I couldn't find it on Crunchyroll. I had to watch it on Hulu, but I think it's just called Gate, and it's basically the main character is this guy. He's a military special forces guy. He's going to an anime convention, and right on his way, a portal opens up, and fucking knights and goblins start coming out, and basically, this portal opened up to another world, and it's basically Japan setting up a base in the other world and taking it over. Like they're taking their tanks and their airplanes and all their guns, and they're tearing the whole country apart. Like just they wanted to establish relations, but they're destroying everything. And they had a problem with dragons. They're like, oh no, they're dragons. How are we going to defeat them? Fucking F-15s come through and destroy them. I was like, this is great. Like this would never happen in America, because if it did, we would have taken over. We would have had slaves. Pretty sure we would have had slaves. We would have destroyed the other country in the portal. We would have had slaves.
Look, these are Oompa Loompas. They live to make chocolate. I'm just saying. It's their
we
sole
would have
purpose in life.
with especially with our military might, we would have taken over like that whole country in less than 24 hours. They would have taken the capital. And it would have been with like a small garrison. Be like, these guys are still using bows and arrows. Check out my fucking Gatling gun. That's what we would have done. So thank God it was fantasy and it's not real. Even with their magic, they couldn't be defeated.
Yes, and speaking of Gatling guns and high weaponry and heavy machinery,
Mm.
we should move into our first topic of discussion. So, Twisted Metal
Ah,
is
yes.
is getting a TV show adaptation on Peacock. For those
Come
that are
jump on this
unfamiliar,
cock. I'm surprised they haven't made that their slogan. What are their subscriber
Somebody had to
numbers?
have already somebody pitched that, and they're like, look, I'm just saying, I'm just getting it out there, man, just getting it out there. You never know.
but yes, for those unfamiliar, yes, Twisted Metal is a video game, and so this show is technically based on that video game franchise. I believe there's what, like 6 of those games,
Yeah,
not counting the portable
Yeah.
one.
Oh, I think it's 6 if you count the portable one. Oh no, wait, there was a Black 2. No, you're right. Yeah.
So yeah. Uh, anyway, so the trailer's out, and so I guess what are y'all's thoughts on it?
my first thought is, I didn't know there was a fucking story. I played all the games. I did not know there was a story. I just chose random whoever and just went to fucking town. I did not know there was a story. So when I saw it, I was like, "The fuck? What are they? What is this? What are they? Is it just Death Race 2? Is that what this
That,
is without Jason
that,
Statham?
that is
Wait,
the
they're
story of the game.
Oh, that is. Oh.
So in the the show
hmm.
is taking artistic
Yeah.
liberties with the story.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to with this kind of game. We're gonna adapt it,
Well,
or is there like a
debatable.
legit like story? Like I said, I don't. I just played the games on like arcade mode. Never got into a story or anything. That's why
The
I
story
don't.
in the games is Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
That's
it's
crazy.
the tournament arc of Dragon Ball. Only
Oh,
if you win the tournament, you get the Dragon Balls.
okay.
Yeah, you get a wish. Mhm.
Okay.
So
I can get behind that.
I can
so
see
yeah, that
from the trailer that they decided to go a different route.
yeah, they're not
Yeah.
doing the wish thing, which is a shame because that's like the strongest piece of story you have in these games, not counting Black, but we could talk about that
Mhm.
later. And it's it's like, is it really that hard to implement that in this story, that whoever lives gets a wish or gets something of theirs granted? I don't know. But the one
When
thing I
you
will
say,
say,
hmm no, go ahead. I go away.
I was just gonna say that because this one's taking like a more comedic, wacky approach,
Hmm
I think it's fair to say they're going on the original games that were on the PlayStation 1, which would be Twisted Metals 1, 2, 3, and 4.
hmm
Because those were more like, you know, comedic, don't take themselves too seriously
hmm
style, you know. And I'm guessing that's the tone the show was going for.
Yeah. When you say wish,
Mhm.
and the reason I think they took a liberty. So does this involve magic of some sort,
Yes,
or with the oh, so it does involve magic. I think maybe they
it's
changed it just because I feel like in order to make a little bit more sense, they would have had to somehow establish magic of some sort in that little universe, and because it's post-apocalyptic,
you can make it a
or
tournament in hell. Magic
huh?
established. You
What
can make it
tournaments
a
in hell?
tournament in hell. Magic established.
Not according to Christians, because that wouldn't be
That's
And
that just be religious. So then you got to deal with all those people. So I mean, but yeah, I
fine.
mean, yeah,
I'm pretty sure they have to subscribe to the cock to watch it. That's just more subscribers, baby. Controversy builds cash.
That's a great slogan, by the way.
I
Controversy.
stole it from Eric Bischoff. It's from wrestling.
It's a great fucking slogan. It's the official tagline of Alpha Primos.
we we
Irish
we
respect, baby.
we could steal it.
Yeah,
But,
but
uh,
I think they just went that different. I think that maybe that's my thought because they probably had a lot of these like suits involved with the creative process. That's like, well, what
I
about
think,
this? Or what about
mhm,
that?
yeah, I think you're right.
mhm.
I also think that, like, you know, times are different.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, if they had the technology to produce a Twisted Metal movie or show
Hmm.
back in the late 90s, it would have probably stuck closer to the games, I think, like
Yeah,
to the
less
whole
work they would
magic
have
and
had to do.
wish. Whereas, nowadays, like, people aren't as willing to accept that shit. Look at Mortal Kombat. They changed the entire story of there wasn't a tournament in the movie that's based on a
No,
game about a tournament.
yeah, and also the dude had magic powers. He created armor out of his skin.
He had literal plot armor. That
Yeah,
was his
literally.
power. I could see it on him.
Pretty weird.
um but yeah, I think it's just that like this, the suits, the powers that be, and to a degree they're right. I don't know how hyped I would be if they showed me a trailer that was like sticking super close to the original source material. I'd be like, "And so Calypso's a god? Did you just pick a random god out of the hat? Like, did you not
They got
want
ahead of gods. They're
it?"
just like beam, salabim, dalabim.
I'm,
Ah.
I don't know what pantheon Calypso's from and how powerful he or she is, but why are they the dominant god in this show? Why isn't it something like, I don't know, Loki, or because it seems like more of a. I'd just be like overanalyzing and being like, why didn't they change that?
You say Calypso,
And
I think of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Mm.
So I would assume the god is from from the Caribbean and
I
be
think it's
like
actually from
for a
Greek
water god.
origin.
Uh-huh.
I think it's actually of Greek origin. If I'm not mistaken, Calypso's the goddess that Odysseus gets stuck on the island with
Ah,
in
okay.
the Odyssey. I
Uh-huh.
think he gets like brainwashed by Calypso into being like her love slave or some shit.
Man, some guys really had it all.
Yeah,
yeah.
bastard. He still went back to his wife and kids.
And
He literally had
so
some other dude do all the heavy lifting and raise him for him.
Jesus.
it's
Well,
see.
you did, JJ. You didn't seem to when I sent y'all the trailer. You didn't seem all that hyped.
Oh no, I'm
Like
still not.
I'm hyped. I'm not gonna say I'm a hype, but I saw the trailer and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be. I think this is gonna be like action comedy, and I'm not gonna lie. Like even the few you only get Samoa Joe for like 10 seconds maybe, and that kind of sold me.
Well,
I'm
you
not
were
gonna lie.
only
That
saying that
sold
because
me.
you are Samoa Joe.
Yes, possibly. I got a big ass forehead. I look like Kiadi Mundi from Star Wars. Look at this thing. But like, yeah, he sold me. I was like, dude, that's gonna be a great fucking sweet tooth. Anthony Mackie, on the other hand, I feel like he's trying a little too hard. I feel like it's not like I was like he's funny on his own without trying hard. Like, but I feel like he's trying too hard. It's like just let it flow, man. Just let it flow. You're gonna be
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, Quite,
But
you
it
wanted
could
to say
also be the
something?
script, huh?
Yeah, I was gonna go back to the whole magic thing. That I think this is where like Twisted Metal Black would have come into play, because I think it's fair to say that that one's probably like the favorite amongst the fans, because that was the big jump from PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 2. So graphically it was improved, and then on top of that, this is the closest thing you have to like realistic. They made it dark, they made it gritty,
Mm-hmm.
and it fit. even though we came from this like wacky comic book style, whatever, to this dark, gritty, and it worked. It really worked with this one, and the story for that one is that they're still technically competing, but before it was you got to wish for what you wanted. In this one, however, I believe all of the characters are in like an insane asylum, and while they're locked up in their cell, they get visited by the Calypso guy, and he offers them what they want. So, in the case of Sweet Tooth, the clown, he offers him a cure to his headaches and his nightmares because he killed like some voodoo guy and he put a curse on him. So he tells him, "I can get rid of that." Likewise, this other person lost his memories, has no idea who he is. Calypso shows him a photo of him in like a uniform, and he's like, "I can give you your memories if you win the tournament." And it goes on like that. Like everyone has a story of why they're there, and he's offering them the one thing that they all want. So that's why they're fighting. That's why they're competing in this thing. And so you're going from that, and then in this TV show, you're going back to the wacky, the comedic. You can definitely see that some of the fans probably weren't expecting that. They were expecting something more like Black, maybe more real, more
Yeah.
gritty. And then on top of that, I think it's that game showed that Sweet Tooth is a scary motherfucker.
Goddamn right he is.
He is creepy. He is scary. His head is quite literally on fire. And so that this show, the trailer, I am not fucking scared of him at all. And his head's not on fire. I will say, Samoa Joe getting cast to play a perfect cast. Definitely. Uh, Will Arnett as the voice. I don't hate it, but I'm willing to give it a shot. Mainly because I don't hate Will Arnett. I do think he's funny.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to give it a shot. Likewise, I'm willing to give the show a shot, but I can definitely see the camp of why people are probably trashing it because they didn't adapt the fan favorite version of the game, and that one's like the most grounded,
Hmm.
and so you would think that that one would be the easiest one to adapt, but hey, who knows? Maybe the
I,
suits saw something in it that I didn't.
I think the thing with the games themselves is that they're very much of their eras. Like the first four, arguably the first two, because I think three and four were made by a different studio. But like the original two, uh, are '90s as fuck. Like they are
Yeah.
'90s as
Hmm.
hell games.
Yeah.
And then you go to Twisted Metal Black on the PS2, and it is a 2000s grimdark as fuck. Like some of the storylines and backstories or whatever are edgy just for the sake of being edgy. Like I don't remember a whole lot of it, but I remember some of them don't feel 100% earned, right? Like some of the shit that Sweet Tooth says and does in like the in his backstory or his little cinematic is just kind of feels like he's being, edgy for the sake of being
Being
edgy.
edgy.
Like there's no reason for it. It's like the Mark Millar's comics get a lot of flack for that. Um
Mm.
so I think it might have just been that turned them off. The thing that I don't understand and what really gets like me with this show because I'm not excited for it. I will give it a shot. Like I don't think that if they made Twisted Metal Black or the original game storyline that it would be, a tour de force and like a perfect adaptation and great. Like I don't think
Yeah,
I'd get everything that I wanted out of that version of the show either. But the thing that kind of makes me go, why? In this version is why did you pick the Postman out of all of the Kevin Costner movies to rip off? Why the Postman?
would you wanted a Waterworld Kevin Costner?
That is slightly better than the Postman, yes.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. I liked when I remember when the Postman came out. I loved the Postman as a kid. I loved the Postman as a kid. But then I rewatched it years later. I was like, man, this movie sucks.
Waterworld actually, like, apparently the number one problem with Waterworld was that Kevin Costner was being a fucking diva on set and wanted to have final edit, and the studio was like, bro, we've already spent like 5 Marvel movies on this on, on this one movie. Like, cut it down to under 3 hours so that we can get more screenings and get some money out of it. So they cut out very important plot elements.
Oh,
So when people went to go see it in the theaters, they're like, I don't, this doesn't make any fucking sense. But if you watch it like on TV, they re-added those parts because with commercials, it's like, yeah, every movie's 3 hours. Like, who the fuck cares? Like, put those
yeah.
parts back in. So they put it back in, and the TV edit makes a lot more sense. And I watched the TV edit, and I was like, this ain't that
Yeah.
bad. Like I don't.
That's what I'm saying, man.
I
That's
saw
why
I
I
saw the
rewatched
TV
it.
edit also.
um, but the thing I will say to the show's credit and why I'm willing to give it a shot is that I think that cutting a trailer for a comedy series is a lot tougher than cutting a trailer for a comedy movie or for like any other kind of movie.
Yeah,
Uh, because you have to give an elevator pitch for a much longer story, much more content, and you have to show like bits and pieces of certain episodes so that people have an idea of where the show's going and what it's about. That's a lot trickier to do with so much show, right? Like with a movie, you only have to cut um a 1 minute trailer from like 90 minutes worth of content, and it's easy to do. I mean, it's not easy, but like it's not hard to find a through line that'll make the trailer make sense. Whereas with the show,
Hmm.
in particular, like this kind of a show where it's crazy and it's got all these different elements, it's gonna be tough to cut a good looking trailer.
yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
and like I never gave Brooklyn Nine a chance because I hated the trailer for it. But yet every time I see like a TikTok, one of the clips from the show comes up on my TikTok, I'm like, I should probably watch it. Like it's funny. Like it makes me laugh.
I, I'm the same. I did the same with Brooklyn Nine Nine. I didn't. I watched the trailer and I was like, and also for like for like a quick minute, I didn't like I didn't like Andy.
Yeah, that was my
I
big
didn't
thing
like
too.
him.
Like
I
I
didn't like
didn't
him on
hate
the movie.
him, but he was
Yeah,
kind of like Pete Davidson, where it's like I don't want to play with you anymore.
yeah. I was like, eh. And I was like, I don't really like Andy all that much. Fuck it. But then I same thing. I saw a few clips. I was like, oh. And then I saw that it was on. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna watch it. I started watching it. Show is fucking great. Show is fucking hilarious. And actually, I didn't even watch Hot Rod until after I watched
Oh,
Brooklyn
really?
Nine Nine because he grew on me. And I watched Hot Rod. And I was like, I fucking love Hot Rod now. It was funny. Brooklyn Nine Nine is good. Shit's funny. there's so many good clips from it, so it got me to watch it. Um, my last thing on it is I have a prediction. I think Calypso is going to be in the show, but Calypso is just going to be like the big boss of that San Francisco whatever. Maybe it's going to be what's her name, the actress that he was talking to, because they didn't
Oh,
mention her name. I don't think. So my prediction is they're going to have Calypso in there in some form or fashion, and my prediction is going to be like the big boss of like San Francisco or whatever, or even the one he's talking to, who said, "What do you wish for? What do you want?" Because she asked him in the trailer, "What do you want?" "I want toilet paper."
uh,
And so that's who I think
yeah.
Calypso is. I feel like if I'm right, you know, like just Peacock and Disney, give me a call. Like I got you.
Mhm. Is there anything else on the Twisted Metal show
No, that's it. I'm going
trailer?
to give it a chance. We'll see what happens. I have low expectations, so
Yeah, I mean, I'm already
that might
paying for
that
Peacock.
might
I
help
might
it
as
out in a
well.
way. I have low expectations.
Yeah, I'll, I'll check it out and we'll see how it is. Because I'm
If
not a
nothing else,
hardcore fan of the game, so
You know what?
yeah.
yeah,
You know
I
what
mean,
else they're missing is the dude that stuck to the two gigantic wheels.
Axel.
Axel.
Axel, there. That's his name. Yeah, they gotta have
we
him in
had
there.
we had this discussion
We had
that his
yeah.
name makes no sense.
Yeah, true. He's got to be in there somewhere, even if he's in the background. He's like a doof warrior
Oh,
character.
I'm sure they'll throw him in there. They'll find a
He'll
way.
probably be
He's
part
the
of like
goop.
Sweet Tooth's crew or something.
Yeah, more than
Yeah,
likely.
yeah. We'll see how it goes. All right then. We can now move on to our next topic of discussion. So it was announced about a few days ago. I think it's fair to say about 2 days ago from recording that EA is opening up another studio and they are working on a Black Panther video game.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Yep.
Yes. All right. Pulling up an article from Game Informer. According to this article, it says here that yes, EA announced the Black Panther game is in the works. That it is being made by Cliffhanger Games. It's a new AAA studio in Seattle that is collaborating with Marvel Games.
Yeah.
There,
So this is gonna be their first game.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's currently the only details at the time is that they're pitching it as a single player, story
Action
driven,
adventure.
third person action adventure game.
Yep. Yep.
And
Yep. Yep.
that's kind of all we know about it. It just says uh, it's going to be a sandbox style game.
Oof.
And that's kind of it that we have at the moment.
Sandbox.
So I
There's
guess
not much.
the question to you guys will be, well, what would you look forward to in a Black Panther game?
Hmm.
Um, I'm not too sure. I guess I would want uh the hub because it says it's sandbox style,
Mm-hmm.
which kind of makes me a little nervous. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm
Yeah.
just getting kind of burnt out on sandbox and open world games.
Mm-hmm.
They just take me forever to beat. Like
Mm-hmm.
half of them, I don't.
There's so much.
Yeah. But uh, I I would want. I think my favorite parts of Black Panther in the movies are probably the parts where he's fighting in the jungles, like an actual
Yeah.
Yeah.
panther.
Yes. Yes.
So I would like for the game to mostly take place like in a jungle setting, and like
Mm-hmm.
have Wakanda be your maybe the main hub where you go back to like get upgrades or resupply or whatever the fuck.
Okay,
But
me and you are on the same fucking page, man, because that was all like
I
word
think the
per
only thing I would
word
throw in there,
what I was gonna say.
yeah, the only thing I would throw in there because I completely agree with y'all is throw in a stealth element to it.
yeah.
A
Yes.
more, yeah, a more like
Mm-hmm.
I would because I love stealth games. So Black Panther being set in the jungle and there's a big stealth element to it. Because yeah, I mean I know it's Black Panther. He's gonna beat your ass no matter what. Um, but having a stealth element to it would be really cool. I think it make it. I
Mm-hmm.
think it give it a little bit more oomph for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
They're
the
Um
saying
thing with
it's
me with
sandbox.
yeah,
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 like in the
sandbox.
quote, it's that's what they said. Let me pull up the full
I
quote, and then I'll go into
I
what I
guess
was gonna say.
a like an approximate of what I would want is something kind of like the Far Cry games,
Oh, okay.
that
Kind of
where
like
it's
what?
like
Far
the
Cry.
Far Cry games. Only
Oh,
instead of
okay.
shooting people, you're Black Panther. And you're
You're
beating the
you're
crap out of
yeah
them.
You've got
yeah.
clots.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Because the thing with me is, I would like it if because I guess the things that I like about Black Panther is that I like that he is the king, he is the leader, and he's the
Mm,
one that actually goes out and does all the fighting and stuff and protecting them. So I
yeah.
wouldn't
He puts
mind if like the
money where
game
his mouth is.
focuses on like yeah like you're just you're beating up like poachers and hunters and whatnot, and then whatever you do you use that to upgrade Wakanda or to make it like better, the more poachers you kill, the better wildlife that Wakanda can preserve, and stuff like that. Like I wouldn't mind that, like what you do improves the Wakanda because you're the king, you're in charge, you
Yeah.
should be able to upgrade your kingdom and make it better and stuff like that, you know. So I wouldn't mind if there's an element of that, of like I guess base building, except your base is all of Wakanda.
Yeah.
But okay, here's the full quote. It says here, quote, "We're dedicated to delivering fans a definitive and authentic Black Panther experience, giving them more agency and control over their narrative than they've ever experienced in a story-driven video game. Wakanda is a rich superhero sandbox, and our mission is to develop an epic world for players who love Black Panther and want to explore the world of Wakanda as much as we do." End quote.
Hmm. The only thing I don't like
So,
about the sandbox is when I
mhm,
think of sandbox for superhero games, the one that's done it the best is Spider Man because of
mhm,
how Spider Man works and how he gets around.
Mm.
Black
mhm.
Panther, like the man can run a long time and really fast, but that just doesn't seem that fun getting around if it's like if they do a big sandbox type. So they're gonna
Well,
have to
in the
throw in vehicles, I guess.
well, he does have like a fighter jet and stuff like that in the movies, and then in the comic books, he has a big panther.
Yeah, the Big Panther in the comic books. Well, maybe they can throw that in there.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
I
the
think
big
Well,
panther.
I think it's just because he had like I think it's because I don't know Black Panther from the comics that well. Maybe a few issues that I've read. I only know him from the movies. So you know the because you don't see him use the in the movies and stuff. The vehicles don't take like the big front stage for him. He's always moving on his own. That's why I see the big sandbox one is like, oh man, is it gonna be like GTA where I gotta steal a vehicle, steal a plane?
he's just like jacking people. I am commandeering this in the name of Wakanda.
Mhm.
Like that's the only thing because like when it comes to sandbox, the only one I really like superhero wise is Spider Man. Just because just swinging through New York City is so much fucking fun. just swinging through New York City and doing that stuff is so much fucking fun. I feel like, at least in my opinion, if they were going to do this, yeah, just set in the jungle, a stealth element, and a more linear story. More linear. You have chapters or levels. You can explore that area if you can go back and forth. But sandbox wise, nah. That's just my opinion though. But like I said, this is so little information that we have. This is
Right.
just
Yeah.
going on about just that little bit of information. You
Yeah,
know,
and I mean, and I think it's fair to say that the game is probably in very early development anyway. So
mm-hmm.
they're probably still like in the
Yeah.
storyboard phase of it, meaning like yeah, like even they're probably still figuring
I
out
mean,
like what it's gonna
yeah.
be.
You, they. This is still EA. I mean, I know it was a different studio. I know it was BioWare, but they're owned by
Hmm.
EA, and they put out a full ass trailer for Anthem before they had any idea what the hell Anthem was
What
gonna
it was
be.
gonna be. Yeah.
Here we just have like a
Bootleg Iron
logo.
Man.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And it was just bootleg Iron Man. That's all it's just
Hmm.
bootleg Iron Man.
Here we just have a
Yeah, and
logo, so like they might still be putting stuff on paper and like drawing.
I mean, yeah,
um,
we'll see. Because I mean, as far as superhero games go, I mean, besides this one, the only other one I know it's the Wolverine one.
the Wolverine one,
Man,
Hmm.
fuck that
well,
Wolverine
it's
game.
gonna
I'm so
be
mad.
like, it's at least like what?
I'm so mad at the game. Because
What
I bought
game?
the wrong one.
Which one? Oh,
What are
the
you talking about?
Origins. Are you talking about X Men Origins? We're talking about the
No,
new one.
sir. No, the Wolverine game I'm talking about is the one that came out when the PlayStation 2 still had shit coming out for it, and the PlayStation 3 was just still kind of new.
Uh huh.
And I remember seeing the trailer for the PS3 version where it looked like way better graphically and you could do a lot cooler shit. I
Yeah.
ended up going to GameStop and getting the one for the PS2 because I thought they were the same thing.
No,
And
yeah,
it
you're.
is this bootleg, weird ass looking fucking game. I still beat it. I was so mad because I was just playing it angrily. Like I bought this, I'm gonna finish it, even though it fucking sucks. I mean, I never picked it up. I never picked it up. I seen trailers and clips. I was like, oh man, that shit looks fucking cool. I can be Wolverine and slashing the fuck out of shit. And now it's like, what the fuck is this? This doesn't look anything like the fucking commercial. What did I buy? God. I'm like, man, then I would have got a PS3 like right after that. So, because I
Yeah,
really had the
you're
wrong.
you're talking about X Men Origins.
Yeah, I think that's the one. Yeah, pretty much.
That's the one you're talking about. Well,
Mm,
but the same people that made
Spider
Spider Man
Man.
2, are making a Wolverine game.
Ah,
It's
yeah.
we still don't know when it's gonna come out, but since they were working on Spider Man 2, like probably maybe next year, like maybe next year is wishful thinking, right? Like it's probably not gonna be next
Hmm.
year. It probably is still like 2 to 3 years away, realistically.
Yeah, I
I
would
think
say
the
two.
combat in my head, the combat for this Black Panther game, I think is going to be fucking top notch. Like it's got to be top notch,
Hmm.
especially being Black Panther. Like his claws, his suit, everything. His combat's going to have to be badass. Like there's that,
Hmm.
that that I have no doubt of. Thinking, imagine just using those fucking claws he's got. His suit blows people away and jumps high and all
I,
that shit. Like I
I
think his
wouldn't
combat.
be, I wouldn't be surprised if they use like kind of like the free flow thing from like Batman.
From Batman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I
I
think
would
that
like to
combat
see
style would
them.
fit.
I don't know if they'll do this because it's EA, but but I would like to see them take a page from Spider Man and throw in some like alternate costumes from the comics and
Oh yeah, the
stuff.
one with the
Hmm.
cape.
Yeah, that's why like
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
Yeah,
original design of Black Panther had a cape. I'm like, that shit looks fly.
it does. Badass fucking costume. I bet there's going to be some wall crawling mechanics in it because of his claws. So I'm pretty sure there's going to
Yeah,
be some
yeah.
wall crawling mechanics in
Hmm.
there, and added with the free flow kind of combat. They'll probably take a page, I think, from like Arkham Knights, or not Arkham Knights, but yeah, like Arkham City and all that, and they'll have
Mhm.
little stealth portions, I bet, in certain areas. You got to use different mechanics of taking down to take down the enemy and stuff. Can't use the same one twice. So stuff
Mhm.
like that, I think is going to be cool, and I think it'll really bode well for Black Panther. That way, I
Yeah.
think it'll bode well for Black Panther. And yeah, having the different costumes and stuff would be really fucking badass.
Mhm. Yeah.
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 I
I
mean, I
don't
think
know
having
much
alternate
about
costumes is like a staple at this point. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah,
well,
especially with
no,
superhero games.
mm, well, since it's gonna be single player, yes, but like the Avengers kind of had to pay for alternate costumes in that game, but
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
yeah,
Microtransactions.
yeah. I mean, EA also did Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor, and those there's no microtransactions for alternate costumes or anything. So
You just gotta
probably
find
this
them.
game is the same. Yeah, I mean, since it's single player, I'm hoping that EA has learned from its mistakes and it won't like nickel and dime everything
They
out
still
of
do that
it.
on Call
But
of Duty, so they're good.
well, that's Activision.
No, Call of Duty's,
Activision.
yeah.
I should know
Yeah,
that. Not
I mean,
Call of Duty.
WB was worse at it than EA, like with single player stuff,
Yeah.
because they did the Shadow of War game. So really, I'm
Mhm.
like putting more blame on EA than I should. But still, like EA's been rated the worst company to work for multiple times.
Mhm.
Guardians of the Galaxy did the same thing where you had to find the costumes as well. All their alternate costumes, you had to find them.
Yeah, and that
And they
was
got some really good
Square.
costumes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
That was
I'm just
And
saying.
mhm.
Squeenix.
Yeah.
That was actually the same people that made
That the
the
Avengers.
Avengers game.
Yeah, but this
Like, that
one
was a
was
really fun
good, and
game.
the Avengers
Guardians
one
was good.
failed. Hmm.
Yeah,
Guardians was a real fun game.
it was. I liked it.
Like
Hmm.
I liked it because it wasn't like a big sandbox, but that's what that the way they did Guardians is I think how they should do Black Panther. Like yeah, you wherever you're at that chapter, that moment, you can explore and do all this other stuff to find whatever you're gonna find to get to the main guy. But there's still like a linear story or linear way you got to go to continue on with the story. And it still made it fun. I wasn't disappointed with it at all. I had so much fun playing that game, and I discovered
Hmm.
a new band, so that was cool.
um, yeah.
So
The last thing
limited
I want to
information.
say on this is that I don't know any of Black Panther's enemies. Like I'm not familiar
The Ku
with the
Klux Klan.
comics. Huh?
Okay,
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, I assume racism.
I hope
I
that's just
assume every superhero is against
I hope that's
racism,
just like the
though.
level. You just start doing some clan meeting and start beating ass. Like it's just like you have all your powers available to you. Go to town. Like that's just one of the levels of Black Panther is like you just go around, you get dropped in the middle of a clan meeting, and you just start fucking everybody up. You have full range of all
Well,
your abilities.
there is one panel from a comic that I do know. It's when like the Skrulls. It was before they invaded, like before they
Uh,
did the
Hmm.
secret invasion. Apparently, one of their ships landed in Wakanda, and they caught them. And
uh,
Hmm.
so then Black Panther just like murdered everyone, all the Skrulls on board that ship, and they were like elite super soldier Skrulls. And then
oh,
he sent it back to to the Skrull planet. And when they opened the ship, like they just saw obviously a bunch of dead Skrulls, and there was a message written in Skrull blood that said, "Don't come back to Wakanda."
yeah, we're gonna go around. We're gonna go around this area. No, 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 we're gonna go around. We're gonna go around. Don't fuck with
So I can see Black Panther totally ending racism
Yeah.
I mean, he's
and
probably the
hatred.
one to do it. In all honesty, he's probably the one to do it. Yeah, just show up at a clan meeting and just start beating people's ass. What
Mhm.
happened? I don't know. I just got full range of my abilities just now.
No, but I don't know why, but for some reason, I want I want there to be like mechs in the game. Not that you ride, but that you fight.
You fight them. Yeah.
Yeah, not like huge people-shaped
Yeah.
mechs, but like chicken walkers, the ATST style kind of mechs.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, because I think they make sense in like a jungle setting, and if you put them in jungle setting, and Black Panther's got claws, he can chop them down.
Yeah.
I think they'd be a fun enemy to fight. But
Mhm.
oh,
See that's the
that's
other
just my
side
dumb
of
idea.
that's the other side of what is it from Battlefront where you have to hunt the Ewoks at night.
Yeah. Turns it
Just
into
have
an
those
actual
commercial
horror game.
Ewoks. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're seeing from the perspective of the bad guys, and it's just Black Panther coming through, whoosh, fucking claws, darkness.
That'll work.
Ah! You just see his eyes. You see the cape.
Yeah.
You see the cape,
Yeah.
like, oh god.
Yeah, that'll definitely work. I guess it's like if they make this game similar in the similar vein as that opening scene from the first Black Panther movie, I
Yeah,
think I think
Yeah.
yeah.
they'll have a good game of it.
Especially with Shuri giving you all the cool gadgets and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's like that would be your base. You can just go back to refill
Mm-hmm.
on all the all the stolen vibranium that they try to steal or animals they try to steal. As soon as you bring them back, you just get more stuff to
Mm-hmm.
trade in for your upgrades and for all your new gadgets that you
Yeah,
get.
I'm just gonna grind all my skill points so that I don't freeze.
Yeah,
I never freeze. Um, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, with
yeah,
this being a new studio and everything, but it's got EA money, so hopefully EA puts enough money into it,
yeah.
Mhm.
and we don't end up with a Gollum situation
God,
because
that
that
fucking
Yeah.
game, dude.
because I
Jesus.
think that was their first game too, but they were a
Mhm.
small indie studio, so
They got
and it
wrecked on
sucks
the
that
internet.
yeah they
They got wrecked
it
on the
shut
internet for that.
they got wrecked in real
I
life, bro.
mean,
The studio shut
like,
down.
yeah, they shut down.
They shut down,
So,
which
mm,
sucks, but I mean, so did Gollum. So
yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
hope everyone that worked there lands on their feet, but try harder,
yeah.
please.
I watched. I didn't even attempt to like be like I'm going to purchase this. No, I just watched a bunch of different streamers and just watch them tear the game apart. It
I
was
was, I
hilarious.
was, so I didn't have high hopes for it,
Uh-huh.
but when it came out, I did want to look up reviews because I was like, man, what if it ends up being like a sleeper hit? Like, yeah, the graphics
Mhm.
look shitty, but this is probably one of the best stealth games that's come out in the past. Like, I was hoping that it'd be like one of those where it's like, yeah, if you can get past
Mhm.
the glitches and the shitty graphics, the stealth in this game is actually like phenomenal. And then no,
Mhm.
it crashed and burned hard, so
Forget
hard.
Solid Snake. It's all about Solid Snake.
Like, oh goddamn. Well,
Like, I mean, that would have been pretty funny. That would have been pretty funny. Like, look, man, this game you got to buy. You're like, no.
because I mean that's what's going on with Battlefield. With
Which
so
Battlefield? Like the latest
so
Battlefield? Like
yeah,
the
well,
futuristic
not
one?
with Battlefield itself, but like right now you can only play like that Battlefield or go back to one of the old ones, right?
Yeah.
And there's not as many people obviously playing the old one,
No.
so you're kind of forced to just play
The
2042
new
or
ones.
whatever it's
Yeah,
called.
that one just sucked, man. And I like
Yeah.
Battlefield, and I was like,
Well,
Mhm.
man,
have I got the game for you, Paco?
ooh,
there's
detail.
a, there's a little indie game on Steam
Uh-huh.
called Battle Bit Remastered.
Okay.
It is just Battlefield, only with like Roblox graphics.
Ooh. Okay.
But
That's
like but yeah, that's kind of what I was hoping would happen with Gollum, because there's a void. There's not that many stealth games,
no.
especially now that Kojima's like not with Konami. It's like, well,
We got Mirage to look forward to stealth wise.
right. It's like there's not too many people filling in that stealth void. So maybe, yeah, like maybe Gollum will look shitty and the story will be stupid, and for some reason he has to bring down a Metal Gear, but but
Just a ball. All wrong with
but
her.
but maybe the stealth will actually be good, and no, it wasn't. But
Nah.
yeah, I was kind of hoping for the battle bit situation, where it's like people are flocking over to this weird looking like Minecraft game with guns, but because it plays exactly like Battlefield, and the Battlefield that they want to play, like not the 2042
Mhm.
version.
Yeah.
It's already
Yeah.
got more maps than the regular Battlefield.
Oh my fucking god!
It's got more maps and more game modes than Battlefield.
That's
Damn. You
funny.
know, that's all I'm waiting for on Call of Duty right now. It's just, dude, you need to start making your environments destroyable. Like that's what
They
I'm
are
waiting.
in Battle Bit.
Ah, yes. That's the only thing
Like,
that's the only thing I don't like about Call of Warzone is like you can't destroy the buildings. That's the only thing I
uh,
don't like. Like, if let me get in a tank and everybody, all these fucking campers, I'm just gonna start blowing up buildings. Buzz, buzz.
yeah, I haven't actually played it, but I saw a video where some guy was like talking about it, and yeah, he's like, so not everything is 100% destroyable, but like you see that like fucking windmill over there, and then yeah, he knocks it up. Like shit, like that's destroyable, and look, it's just there now, and it also took down half of that building because that's what it landed on. This is what we want, Battlefield. This is what we need.
Yeah, a lot of the buildings and a lot of the environments are destroyable in the battlefields. You know, and that's what like made it exciting for me because you're like in a building, and like for me when I first started playing, I got in the tank and I'm just fucking letting loose. I was like, how did I get 3 kills? And it's just I ended up shooting into a wall on accident, not even realizing there's people there and killing motherfuckers left and right. But yeah, so look into battle bit,
Mhm. All right,
see what that's all about.
and all right, and on that note, this is where we wrap things up. So, thank you all for watching. Let us know in the comments what you think about that Twisted Metal trailer, and likewise, what do you want to see in a Black Panther video game? Mm-hmm. But other than that,
And are you gonna
thanks
play
for
Battle
watching.
Bit Remastered?
Oh yes, let us know if you're gonna play Battle Bit Remaster, and if you do, let us know what you like about it. Maybe we can do it on the stream.
Yeah,
Maybe, yeah. I think it's
We'll
like
see.
$15. It's cheap.
Yeah, well,
hey,
it's
you
early
know,
access, I think.
It's early access, yeah. Yeah, so it's the remastered part, according to the video that I saw, is because it started out as like a hardcore sim game, only
Mm-hmm.
with like the Roblox graphics, but it would play kind of closer to like Tarkov, whereas like this is like really tedious simulation kind of gunplay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but uh, I guess they were Battlefield fans and they were like, man, Battlefield's not catering to us. We
well,
can
that's
change
what
our
they did.
game. We can remaster our game. uh,
There you go.
but yeah,
Yes.
but they've been working on it for a long while because that original hardcore sim version of it was from like years ago, years ago.
Let's see.
So we'll see.
All
Tell us
right,
what you
we'll
know.
see.
Ooh.
Yep. All right. Anyway, Thanks for watching. We'll catch you all next time.
All right.
Later.
Ooh.
Peace.